Here we go. My favorite student, good old Anne. Number one, since they haven't told me what the events are, they've just said they're A and B, they have told me that they're mutually exclusive. Now, what does mutually exclusive mean? Mutually exclusive means that and equals 0. There's no overlap. It says, what's the probability that neither occurs? Well, this one, I'm going to have to kind of go with a formula here. This was actually one of the toughest questions on the quiz, I thought. What I'm going to find is the probability that A or B, and remember we've been saying or is that there, occurs. And what does or mean? What's the short version I've given you? Or means what? Add minus the overlap. But in this case, what is the overlap? So or means add. Apparently, the probability that that A or B occurs is 5 out of 7. The probability that neither occurs it's the complement. What is the complement? 2 out of 7. Excuse me, sorry. 1 mark for that. Okay. Or means add minus the overlap, no overlap. What's the opposite of or? None. Because remember, or means one or the other or both. Number 2. How many cards? Tree. Not 3, a tree. I'm going to do a tree. Sorry, I got a big cough candy in my mouth and I'm having trouble talking. So it says, what's the probability that one card is a queen and the other card is a jack? Well, this is a problem. This is actually a harder question than at first glance, and I did this on purpose. I could go like this. Jack, not jack, queen, not queen, queen, not queen. Really, all I care is that branch there. And that branch there would be 4 jacks out of 52, 3 jacks out of 51. So why is this, multiply down. Why is this wrong? Yeah.
Because it doesn't clarify which one you get first.
Okay. Yep.
There should be 4 queens left, not 3 out of there.
Oh, 4. Thank you. Why else is that wrong? Because I can't count, apparently, Ty? Sorry, I'm on cold medication right now. Got more drugs in me than a Colombian jungle. So, is that better? Now that's, so certainly if I have jack first, then queen, it's going to be 4 out of 52 and 4 out of 51. Or, what's the other possibility? I could have queen first and then jack. Let's do that right here. Queen on the first and then jack on the second. I'm not going to draw the whole tree. 4 queens out of 52, 3 queens out of 51. You know what? I get the same, sorry, I did it again. 4 out of 51. I get the same set of numbers. So I get, let's bring up your guys' calculator so I don't freak you out. 4 out of 52 times 4 out of 51. Really, times 2, because it's the same thing twice. 8 out of 663. B. B. Number 3. I glance at number 3. I see percentages. I see 2 categories. I'm thinking Venn diagram. Venn diagram. So my setup is going to be this. P's, carrots. This seems kind of Forrest Gump-ish. Did they give me the overlap? Yep. 18% like peas. There's my 18% like peas. Don't put an 18 there. I've got 18 in their grand total with the 11 there already. 50% like carrots, so that's going to be 39. What does every percent have to add to? 100. 100, take away 7, take away 11, take away 39. You know what? 43 goes there. What percent only like peas? You know what? I could have stopped a while ago if I'd read the question. 7% like only peas but don't like carrots. Number 5. How many cards? I'm not doing a tree. Could. Oh, don't want to. So what's my strategy here going to be? Bucket. What's going to be in the bucket? Well, let's see. Definitely red cards, of which there are 26. Definitely black face cards, of which there are... How many? How many face cards are there? 12. How many of them are black? Half of them. And then I'm going to have others. How many? Whatever 52 take away 26 take away 6 is. I think 20? Now I've got my setup. And apparently I want to get 3 of those, 2 of those, and none of those. It's going to be from 26, choose 3, and from 6, choose 2, and from 20, choose none, all over from 52 cards, choose 5 of them. Menu, oh no, I'm ready there. Option, arrow sideways, prob. 26, choose 3, and 6, choose 2, divided by 52, choose 5. Mr. Dueck, you didn't type in 26, or 20, choose 0. Yeah, because 20, choose 0 is 1. Is the answer 0.015? Oh, is the answer D? D. Skip 5. Fair die and a fair and tail half together with a 5 1/6 B 1/12 and means multiply. And these are independent, so I don't need to get fancy with a tree or anything. One does not affect the other. Number 7. Tree. We're picking 2. So it looks like I can have white, black, white, black, white, black. And it looks like we're starting off with 3 out of 10 and 7 out of 10. Then 2 out of 9, 7 out of 9, 3 out of 9, 6 out of 9. Are the trees getting a little easier? I hope. Brianna, do you notice, are these 2 numbers the same as those 2 numbers? So these are dependent. That's one way to tell. It matters which branch you go down. You get different answers. What does this want me to find, Brianna? Can you read to me the last sentence? I'm going to go underneath each branch. You tell me whether I'm going to put a check mark underneath it because it's both the same color. In this first branch, is this both the same color? This one here? Yep. Is the next branch both the same color? Is the next branch both the same color? What about the final branch? Oh, multiply down, add across. It's going to be 3 out of 10 and 2 out of 9, or What we're really saying here, Mackenzie, is you could get white, white, or black, black. 3 out of 10 and 2 out of 9, or 7 out of 10 and 6 out of 9. You get 8 out of 15? You should. A. 8 is cool, but I skipped it this year. Oh, conditional. B given A, which is going to be A and B divided by the given one. What's the given one in this question, B or A? A. So A and B, 2 out of 11. That's those guys. Divided by A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 11. C. Yes? Okay. By the way, now that I see the answer 2 out of 5, I say, oh yeah, 2 out of the 5 in A are in B. But the conditional, that weird thing got me there. Number 10. Jake, how many cards? Tree? No. Bucket. Okay, and it's without replacement. Oh, they just want the expression, so I'll get it set up and then I'll quit. Looks like in my bucket I'm going to have aces, kings, and others. How many aces are there in the deck? 4. How many kings? How many others? Use the complement. 52, take away 8. 44? And it's going to be, we want all 4 aces, 2 kings, 6 others. Is it B? No. B is wrong because of that 52 there. Is it A? I got to look carefully here. Yeah, okay, that's wrong. That's wrong. Yeah, it's got to be A. A. Sterling, I glance at number 11. Do you know why I'm thinking Venn diagram right away? I see percentages. I see 2 categories, sunglasses and sunscreen. Okay. Then. Normally I use letters, but sunscreen and sunglasses both begin with the same letter. So I'm going to go with the word glass and the word screen, so I don't get them mixed up. Where do I always start any Venn diagram? In the middle. Did they tell me the and? Oh, they did. So what percent wears sunglasses? 47%, but I've already got 18 in there. 29? Is that right? No, that's wrong. Use the machine, Mr. Dueck. 47. Yeah, I was right. Take away 18. 29. Trust your brain, Mr. Dueck. You're not that loaded up on cough medicine. 46. Do not. You know what? That's that. That's that. How can I figure out what goes in the missing section? Well, it's a percentage. What does every percentage have to add to? So it's going to be 100, take away 29, take away 18, take away 46. I think it's going to be 7% because I was just doing the math and getting a small number in my head. A. Why is A wrong? Because it is. Ben, can you read to me the sentence, the last question? What's it asking me to find?
What percent of the population use sunscreen?
Well, you know what? I think it's 25. That's what percent uses sunscreen. It didn't say use only sunscreen, did it? So I've got to include anything that's in the sunscreen section. 25. I am going to, on your test, ask you a 2-dice question. To handle a 2-dice question, it's easiest to have a sample space. You can write it out yourself, although in this case I gave it to you. It says, consider the following events. The sum of the 2 dice is 6. The first die rolled is a 4. The sum is 9. The second is 5. Which are mutually exclusive? Which have no overlap? Which can't happen at the same time? Well, definitely those two. You can't add to 6 and add to 9. Now, if you can't do it in two, maybe there's more, but I think the answer is C. If you can't see it that way, you could always circle on your sample space. The sum of the two dice is 6. That is, Mackenzie, this section right here. The first die is a 4. That's, hey, is there some overlap there? So they're not mutually exclusive. The sum of the two dice is 9. That's, well, these two are mutually exclusive, but these two are not. The second die is a 5. That overlaps with everyone. The only two that have no overlap are A and C. Open-ended section. In one of the provinces, 88% of all homes have a TV. 48% have a TV and a stereo. 2% have neither. I'm thinking a Venn diagram. So I have TV, stereo. Did they give me the overlap? Did they give me the and? Hey, they did! What am I going to put right here? Not 88. What am I going to put right there in the little TV thing by itself? Carson? 40. What else did they tell me? They gave me 2% has neither. Oh, I can figure out what's left. It's going to be 100 minus 48 minus 2 minus 40. I think this ends up being a 10. Yes? Now I can answer the question. A says has only a TV or only a stereo. So the word or means add. Only a TV, 40. Only a stereo, 10. Answer, 50%. Is that okay? I would give you for 2 marks, 1 mark for the Venn diagram, 1 mark for the answer. Given. Given what? That we have a television. Find what? Does not have the stereo. Okay. Which is going to be not stereo and television divided by television. It's always, Rachel, both divided by the given one. Now the television one I got, that was 88% or 0.88. Get the whole circle. Not a stereo and TV. Oh, you know what? That's this here. That's TV, but also at the same time, not a stereo. There's your answer. Now, 40 over 88, if you wanted to go to lowest terms, is 5 out of 11 or 0.45 repeating. I'd take either of those for full marks. Number 2. Hannah, how many cards are we dealing? I'm not doing a tree. Bucket. Bucket. And the other key part with this is at most 2 aces. This has cases. What does at most 2 aces mean? I'll give you a hint. 2 or don't forget. Okay, let's set up my bucket up here first of all. Looks like I got aces and not aces. There's 4 aces. There's 48 others. In the first one, it's going to be 2 and 3. 4, choose 2, 48, choose 3. Or 4, choose 1, 48, choose 4. Or 4, choose 0, 48, choose 5. And all of this is going to be over from 52, choose 5. You could have had that 52, choose 5 underneath each one individually as well, but it is a common denominator, so I can't just put it underneath all of them. In other words, I can go like this. Bracket. 4, choose 2, and 48, choose 3, or 4, choose 1, and 48, choose 4, or 4, choose none, and 48, choose 5, all over 52, choose 5. I hope this is right. I typed this in wrong. Where did I goof? I got a times there, Mr. Dueck. You get 0.9982? Is that right?
Yep.
You got a good chance of having 2 or fewer aces. Hang on. 0.998, what did I say, 4 decimal places, so 0.9982? Hey, would that be a good bet to take? Yeah, oh yeah, I'd take that every time. In fact, I wouldn't feel bad putting $5,000 on a bet like that. There's a small chance I might lose, but that's pretty good. Hey Pam, how many cards in number 3? Tree. I mean, draw a tree, not 3 cards. Right. Okay. Oh, and this time they gave me an order. They want, what's the probability that the second card is a? You know what? It depends. What does it depend on? Whether or not the first card is a?
Red ace.
Red ace. So I'm going to have this. Red ace. Not red ace. Red ace. Not red ace. Red ace. Not red ace. And I think the 2 branches, Brianna, that I'm going to want are those 2, because those are the ones that end in red ace. Now I got to fill in the appropriate weightings. How many red aces are there in the deck? How many aces are there in the deck, first of all? How many of them are red? 2 out of 52, and then 50 out of 52. Double check, adds to 1. Yep. Down this branch, I got a red ace. How many red aces are now left in the deck? Out of 51. And it's going to be 50 out of 51. Down this branch, I didn't get a red ace. How many red aces are now left in the deck? 2 out of 51 and 49 out of 51. Are these 2 numbers different from those 2 numbers? That's because this is a dependent situation. But now I can see, you want a red ace? It's going to be 2 out of 52 and 1 out of 51, or 50 out of 52 and 2 out of 51. I have no idea what this is going to be. Did I make a mistake?
You forgot the branch. You get a red ace and then you don't get a red ace.
It says the second card has to be a red ace, so it gave me an order. I can ignore it. It's okay. And I did that on purpose. I wanted to do one question where the tree order actually mattered. Okay. Keep going. 2 out of 52 and 1 out of 51, or 50 out of 52 and 2 out of 51. You get 1 out of 26?
Yes.
That's kind of an unusual number. Okay. Oh, as a decimal. I'm assuming those of you that have the older calculators can go from fraction to decimal just by dividing, right? going from decimal to fraction. I haven't figured out how to do it on the older ones yet. Bag A, bag B. Pick a bag, pick a marble. Oh, okay. Looks like it's going to look like this. Bag A. You know what? I'm going to call it bag not A because I also have B for black, and I don't want to get confused. So that's bag B. And it looks like I have then inside bag A, white marble or black marble, and inside bag not A, white marble, black marble. What's the probability of picking bag A? It looks like 2 out of 6, 4 out of 6. And then it's going to be 7 out of 12, 5 out of 12, 8 out of 17, 9 out of 17. Amrit, what's A asking me to find? No, just read me the question. What's it asking me to find?
If it's randomly
Psst,
selected.
read that to me, kiddo.
So find
What's
the probability of getting a black marble.
okay? Is the first, if I start on the left, is the first branch black marble?
No.
Second branch? Yep. Third? Nope. Fourth? Yeah. Oh, multiply down, add across. It's going to be 2 out of 6 and 5 out of 12 or 4 out of 6 and 8 out of 17. Ugh. You get 277 out of 612? Am I wrong?
9 out of 17, not 8 out of 17. Hold on.
You know what? It's 9 out of 17. Thank you. Going, that seems like a yucky number. I mean, maybe it'll still be a yucky number. You get 301 out of 612?
Yeah, that's what I got.
As soon as I made that at 17, I figured it was going to be yucky because 17 is prime. I would give you 2 out of 2 if you got the right answer. Otherwise, 1 mark for the answer, 1 mark for the tree. But if you got the right answer, you get 2 out of 2. Given, ding, 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 conditional. Given black, find bag A, which is going to be A and B divided by B. And I already know B. B was 301 over 612. I conveniently found that out in the first part. A and B, 2 out of 6, 5 out of 12. Two fractions, you know what, let's be careful. Bracket 2 fraction 6 times 5 fraction 12 divided by, answer button. 85 out of 301?
Mm-hmm.
Eesh, these are yucky numbers, but okay. Two marks. 2 out of 2 if you got the right answer. Otherwise, I would give you a half mark for that, half mark for that, half mark for that, and a half mark for the answer. So you can get 1 out of 2 if you can at least translate this into a conditional statement. One more? 2 more, sort of. It is known that 2% of a population has a certain disease. A test to catch this is 92% accurate. Okay. You either have the disease or you don't, and that's 0.02, 0.98. Then you test positive or not, test positive or not. Now, when it says it's 92% accurate, what it's saying is if you have the disease, you'll test positive 92% of the time, but 8% of the time you'll get a false negative. And again, if you don't have the disease, you should test negative. How often? 92% of the time, 8% of the time you'll get a false positive. Are these branches the same? They have the same numbers, but are the numbers in the same locations? These are dependent. Testing positive, that's this one or this one. .92, .02, or .98, .08. 0.92, 0.02, or 0.98, 0.08. Do you get 0.0968? So 9.68%, about a 10% chance of testing positive. The more interesting question to me, Sterling, is, all right, suppose you test positive. Do you actually have the disease? Given positive, find that. We're going backwards up the tree, which is going to be D and P divided by P, which is going to be D and P, 0.02, 0.92, divided by P, which I just found out was 0.0968. You get 0.19008264, 0.19? 19% chance. Hey, there's an 80% chance that you're fine. What's the moral of the story? Get a second test every time. For this one, for 2 marks, for 3 marks for the first one here, I would go 1 mark for the tree, 1 mark for that, 1 mark for the answer. But if you got it right, you get 3 out of 3. 1 mark, 1 mark. Can you give yourself a lovely score, please, out of whatever it's out of? I'm not convinced that it is out of 26, is it? Let's see.
I just counted as 26.
Is it out of 26?
Yes.
Give yourself a lovely score out of 26, please. This is pretty big. What I'm hearing from people is, Mr. Dueck, I have trouble getting started, and the only way that I know to help you get good at that, I'm sorry, is to throw a bunch of these at you. There's a science to this, Brianna. I can teach you that part, but there's also an art to it. So this is actually from the old Math 12 course. These are from old provincial exams and things. I culled these together. Obviously, don't do the questions that are scribbled out. You may notice some of these questions seem familiar because I may have used some of these on quizzes or similar questions on quizzes. And then I did attach the answers at the very, very end. But also, I'm going to put on my website. What's my website? I'm going to be putting this. So I did a complete handwritten answer key. It took me about 90 minutes to get through everything. I'm going to be a little faster than you, obviously. Before you ask me how to do a question, go to the website, look at this document, see if you can figure it out yourself. I'll upload this in about 15 minutes or so. You have, my children, the remainder of class.